website visitors do you think a site like this would get every month? 7?
Yeah.
2? 1,000? Are you gonna, is your head gonna explode if I tell you it gets over 1 million unique visitors a month? Yeah. 1 million, right? So niche topics are really interesting, and I'm trying to plant some seeds here about ways to attract your target audience. You might be surprised by the type of content that can get popular online. This is lawyersandyoga.com. The gal who runs this is a client of mine, and she has created programs around yoga for lawyers, and she's got them certified so that they get continuing education credits. How cool is that, right? So I know it's challenging to get in front of these attorneys, right? You're competing for their time, thinking about what topics might get their attention. I asked to look at some of your websites, and are these folks here today that are on this site? All right, great, fantastic example of a website that's doing it really well. They are blogging content for attorneys, and that's going to draw attorneys in, and then they're in turn they're tweeting it and sharing it online. It's a wonderful example of how to draw your target audience into your website. All right, so what do all of these have in common? It's all about the content and reaching your intended target audience. So let me talk to you quickly about how Google works. It is the largest search engine. There are 40,000 Google searches per second. I mean, it is a monster. And this is where we're all going to find our information, right? So you want your website to show up when somebody searches for what it is you offer. And the foundation for that is search engine optimization. There are some very basic things that you can be doing to make sure that your company website is showing up in search, right? Number one is keywords. So the keyword phrase, whatever phrases your clients are using to find you, process server, whatever that is, process server in Fresno or San Francisco or Sacramento, you want to have a keyword phrase dedicated to a page. And then that phrase needs to be repeated on the page because that's what tells Google what that page is about. It's called keyword concentration. Does that make sense? You repeat the keyword phrase and you want to have a page for every different potential search term that your audience is using. I'll give you an example. Realtors, right? There's a ton of competition in realtors. And so smart realtors will build a website and they will have a page for buy a house in Roseville, buy a house in Rockland, buy a house in Sacramento, buy a house, and then they'll have a page on Roseville neighborhoods, Roseville parks, things to do with your kids in Roseville. You see where I'm going? We want to attract our target audience. So keywords on each page of your website are very, very important. And that is just the beginning because keywords are a piece of it. So let me show you an example for another competitive industry. I searched Sacramento flower delivery, right? Tons of competition. So this site comes up. It's a local florist, Sacramento flower delivery up there on the page. By the way, you can look at the source code behind any web page. You can view its source. When I did that, I found that homepage has Sacramento flower delivery mentioned 23 times. That's called keyword concentration, and that's why they're showing up at the top of search for that term. Are you with me? Okay. Other factors, in addition to your keywords, how old your domain is, if it's been around for a while. Incoming links, this is really important. Having links to your website from other websites tells Google your site is popular. So you want to take advantage of every opportunity to have your website link listed in other places. I was looking at the Cows Pro organization website, and it's great that you all have these online listings. I would encourage you to somehow add the website links to that because that's a benefit for every one of you to have other websites pointing a link back to your site. That tells Google your site is popular. Same thing with outbound links. Google is using technology called spiders. And these spiders crawl across your website pages, and they take in, what are the keywords? What are these pages about? How popular is this website? How many sites does this site point to? And what industry are those sites in? So if you've got maybe a page of recommended resources that are pointing at other legal related sites, that helps Google understand that you are a legal type of a website, right? And so you want to link through all of your pages, and then the real key here is frequent content. Frequent content is so important. One of the worst things that you can do for website optimization is have a standard static website that never changes. Google is not giving your website priority if your content is never changing. So one of the best ways to remedy that is with a blog. Blogging, statistically, the more frequently you add content to your website, the more traffic your site is going to receive. So I've been a huge advocate of blogging for many, many years. It gives Google more reasons to find your site. So every time you write a new blog post, that post gets indexed by Google and gives Google another reason to find you. Let me give you an example. Several years back, I had a client say to me, I wish you'd write a blog post about how to autograph books. And I thought, well, how hard is it? You know, you get a pen, you sign your name, it's not that difficult. And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, you want to have a nice pen, and you want to have a citation. And so I wrote this blog post called How to Autograph Books. To date, it is still the most popular blog post I've ever written. I mean, who would have ever guessed that? It has been visited thousands and thousands and thousands of times. See the point in blogging? Every new post you write gives Google another reason to find you. And you want to be thinking about your target audience and what content that they are searching for. This shows you the back end of WordPress. If you have a WordPress site, that's where your blog is based. And you're putting your keywords in there so that Google knows what that page is about. So as far as blog content goes, we're talking about articles. You might have written interviews with clients, or feature profiles. You might talk about what's happening in your industry or industry news. Or when I think of attorneys, I think of burnout, right? I have several friends who call themselves recovering attorneys. What if you were blogging about attorney burnout? Or how to stay vibrant as an attorney?